At it again, and we've got to talk about my number two pick in terms of the or hierarchy in terms of my presidential picks, and that is Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, obviously, I'm not taking him over Trump, but in 2028, I'll take Vivek. All right, in 2028, I will most definitely take Vivek. All right, we got to talk about him because, man, did he have an absolutely epic takedown of the media. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. And let's dive in.
Do you condemn white supremacy and white nationalism?
I mean, what this guy? Who are you with?
What a silly question, man. What a silly question. Do you condemn when you like? Never mind. I was about to just. It's just.
Do you condemn white supremacy and white nationalism?
I mean, what this guy? Who are you with? It's Washington Post. All right, so potato. Okay. Of course, I condemn any form of vicious racial discrimination in this country, but I think that the presumption of your question is fundamentally based on a falsehood that really is the main form of racial discrimination we see in this country today. Institutionalized racism is institutionalized racial discrimination that we see that doesn't come from somehow discriminating against people on the basis of some tenet of white supremacy. It's based on affirmative action. It's based on actually discriminating against people on the color of their skin in a way that's actually institutionalized today. Was there a point in our history, at points in our prior national history, where there have been vicious forms of anti-black or anti-brown discrimination throughout this country after the Civil War and otherwise? Yes. But you're looking in the rearview mirror and using that to pose a question today that is so far removed from what the reality is in America today. This myth of white supremacy, the closest you can find is Jussie Smollett, where you all were actually, speaking of trust in the media, jumping up and down over some false narrative. The best way you're able to find your best instance of white supremacy was a guy who was actually paying his other fellow people to be actually staging something that didn't happen. And so stop picking on this farce of some figment that exists at some infinitesimally small fringe of the American public today to open our eyes to the actual real threats that we face. And I think that it's frankly questions and framings like that that has caused the American public to lose all trust in the mainstream media, I'm sorry to say, for good reason.
You didn't say that you condemn white supremacy.
I'm not going to risk the public to lose all trust in the mainstream media, I'm sorry to say, for good reason.
You didn't say that you condemn white supremacy.
I'm not going to.
Bro, and she brought it back. This is sad, man. This is real sad. Like, are there instances of, racism? Sure. Always has been, always will be. But the number of instances, like, the appetite for it is a lot bigger than the actual supply, right? And I feel like Democrats are trying to artificially create like this supply of racism, and I'm like, it's not there. It's not there. If anything, it's coming from your side, right? Y'all remember Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black? When's the last time you heard Trump say that? Yep, exactly. I'll wait. So like this stuff is just ridiculous, man. It is absolutely ridiculous and so annoying. It's so annoying. But you didn't actually say you couldn't. Check out his response.
Recite some catechism for you.
You didn't say that you condemn white supremacy.
I'm not going to recite some catechism for you. I'm against vicious racial discrimination in this country. So I'm not pledging allegiance to your new religion of modern wokeism, which absolutely fits the test. I'm not going to bend the knee to your religion. I'm sorry. I'm not asking you to bend the knee to mine, and I'm not going to bend the knee to yours. But do I condemn vicious racial discrimination? Yes, I do. Am I going to play your silly game of gotcha? No, I'm not. And frankly, this is why people have lost trust. And I know you're going to go print the headline tomorrow. I already know this. We already know how your game works. Vivek Ramaswamy refuses to condemn white supremacy because you asked a stupid question.
Facts. Thank you. Somebody said it. We are on to your silly games. We ain't playing it anymore. with your little gotcha questions. Oh, and then you're going to run with the, oh, well, Vivek didn't condemn white supremacy because he didn't say exactly what you wanted him to say. He didn't play your little silly game. This stuff is ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. And like you said, it's the reason why the media has lost all trust. It's exactly why. I mean, look at their ratings. Look at their ratings. Bro, some of their ratings are absolutely in the tank. In the tank. There's some YouTube channels that get more views than mainstream media. There are YouTube channels. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back that didn't hear me. There are some YouTube channels that get more views than mainstream media. Mainstream media that's backed by a whole lot of money. We'll say that. A whole lot of money, right? There's some YouTube channels that get more views than them. So keep destroying yourselves is what I say to the media. Go ahead. That only props up, regular folks like myself. That only makes more people like yourself come to people like me instead of going to mainstream media. Cool. Like, I'm not going to complain about that. Keep at it. But I am going to say my piece. Like, this stuff is ridiculous. Stop it.
The reality is, I condemn vicious racial discrimination in this country, but the kind of vicious and systematic racial discrimination we see today is discrimination on the basis of race in a very different direction. You want to know what the best way is to end discrimination on the basis of race? Stop discriminating on the basis of race. Do that, and we're going to move this country forward. And I don't care whether you're black or white or brown or anything in between. That's how we're going to unite this country. You people have been responsible for dividing this country to a breaking point, creating a projection of national division. I meet people from the south side of Chicago to meetings like this one of every shade of melanin, multiple, from man to woman, doesn't make a difference, who are hungry for reviving unity in this country. And you, with your catechism that you try to get to politicians to whatever fake headline you're going to print on the basis of this conversation tomorrow, that's what's dividing this country to a breaking point. Shame on you. Look people in the eye and tell them what you've actually failed to tell them for the last 5 years. Own the accountability for your own failures as the media. That's how we rebuild trust in this country. And until then, I don't have a lot of patience to play the games.
What do you expect from at an earlier event, you talked about members of government
Literally got a hand clap from the rest of the folks there. Yeah. How incredible. Absolutely amazing stuff. But, there's always more when it comes to Vivek, which is why I understand it now. But it's just crazy to me that he's polling behind DeSantis and Nikki. I mean, Vivek, as far as I'm concerned, he's not perfect. Obviously, he's human. Nobody is perfect. Nobody that is on this earth currently is perfect. So I will say that. But he's a lot more perfect than Ron DeSantis in terms of, politically. He's better than, way better than miles and miles, country miles ahead of Nikki Haley. And it says a lot in my opinion when or at least it feels like allegedly, got to say that, the establishment is getting behind the other two folks, and they're completely ignoring Vivek. I think that tells you everything you need to know. Just saying. Let's continue though. Check out this clip from Vivek as well.
To deliver a major surprise, right? Because many of our supporters are first-time supporters, and I think we're going to frankly make a lot of the media's. All I'm saying, one more thing I would say I'm looking forward to, is I want to have a conversation, because the historical pattern with the media is lie again. When proven to have lied, hide from accountability. From the Hunter Biden laptop story to the origin of COVID to the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that never was. I'm still waiting for one honest anchor in the mainstream media to just look their own audience in the eye and say, hey, I apologize. We lied to you, we got it wrong, and we'll never have this happen again. I challenge your guy, Alex, who likes to write, I would say clickbaity headlines to say at least you're from a new generation of leadership. Go ahead and step up, and maybe you can do it. Or maybe, Catherine, I bet on you sooner to do it. But somebody needs to actually, from the next generation, heal that divide of trust between the media and the people. I'll look forward to having that conversation with the media with what happens on January 15th. It'll be a surprise. They'll try to sweep it under the rug, try to minimize the importance of Iowa, and try to set the same narrative they have been. And I think that we need to use every occasion we have to at least rebuild trust with the American public to say, here's the narrative we've set, here's where we were proven wrong, and here's where we own accountability. That's what I would say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Consider it. Be good for you.
And then look at this chick right here to the left with the blue dress. I don't know who that is. If anybody knows, let me know. But yeah, Vivek absolutely destroying, mainstream media left and right. And of course, I'm sure you guys remember when he was on stage in the debate with him, Nikki, Ron, and Chris Christie, and he called out the media and Ronna Loser McDaniels. I'm sorry, I apologize. I should be calling people names, okay? That's rude of me. But she has been losing. She is a loser. I mean, that just is what it is, right? I mean, we've lost since she's been in charge, so, I guess the fact is a fact. You know what I'm saying? But all seriousness, I love the way that Vivek is handling things, and his wittiness, the way that he's able to, boom, you get asked a silly question, and boom, he answers immediately. It's not like this long drawn out situation like Nikki Haley had with the whole Civil War question. And she said, "Oh well, don't make the question easy." And she kind of took a pregnant pause before she said that, and then after she said, "Don't make it easy," and then she came out with the terrible answer, right? And then she came back out and backtracked on that answer after she talked to her establishment overlords, allegedly, of course, allegedly. You don't get that from Vivek. Vivek stands on business, and I love it. And like I said, his wittiness is next to Trump's only, right? I've only watched Trump be that witty and that quick on his feet, in terms of answering questions with fantastic answers and answering it like funny in funny ways too. And when you're like, oh wow, okay, all right, I'm like, man, I don't think I would have thought of that in that moment. I might have stumbled a little bit. So yeah, man, hey, 2028, I'm all about Vivek. I really am. And in terms of vice president, I wouldn't mind it. I don't think he's the best choice, just because of the times that we're in, and I've spoken about that before. I think Trump's vice president has to be strategic, simply because of the time that we're living in. And I know some people aren't gonna like that, and I get it. I totally understand. Trust me, I understand where you're coming from, because you're like, we're not gonna play this game. But what I'm saying is, we have to play with the cards we're dealt, right? And the cards we're currently dealt is, we have to play the game that we're currently in. Once we win the game in 2020, at the end of 2024 in November, then we can make sure that we never have to play this game again. So that's my mindset. My mindset is win. I'm focused on winning. I'm not focused on making a statement right now or anything like that, because if you make a statement and you don't do it the correct way, you still could lose, right? So I'm focused on winning. Okay? And so play the game is what I say. Play their game. Beat them at their game, and once we win, we make sure that we never, ever have to play this silly game ever again. So I think Trump's vice president pick is going to be shocking. It's not going to be who you think. It's not going to be a Vivek or, I don't know, whoever I think it's going to be shocking. I will say that it's going to make some people scratch their heads, but I think once people actually calm down and think about it for a second, everyone will realize, oh, he was being strategic. You know, he was being strategic, because at the end of the day, I mean, what does a vice president really even do? So I don't think it's going to make a whole lot of difference. I mean, other than a tie breaking vote, if that's the case, but I don't think it's really going to make a whole lot of difference at the end of the day once he is president. Of course, I don't think he's going to like just throw them to the side, because the optics of that would look pretty bad, but I don't think he's really going to take any advice from them or anything like that. But I do think it's going to be shocking. Like, for a while, and some of you are going to like roll your eyes at this. For a while, I thought it was going to be Nikki. Because I was watching her rise in the polls, and I'm like, what is going on? And of course, I figured it out. But I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? Oh, she's a part of the establishment. What if Trump used her to ensure that he got into the White House again? Because once again, it's all about winning. And at the end of the day, can a vice president really stop the president? Maybe there's something about it that I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comment section. Like I said before, and like I've always claimed, hey, I'm still new to politics. I'm still a baby. My breath still smell like Similac. Okay, but I wouldn't be shocked if something like that happened. Because of, you guys remember the saying, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. You know what I mean? And if that ensures that you get into the White House, I'm just saying, what's more important? What's honestly more important? Making a statement or getting into the White House again? I think that one's clear. I think that one's common sense. Get into the White House. Once you're in, you can do what you got to do. You can make sure this game never has to be played again. But you got to make sure you get in. You got to make sure that you get in. Because if you don't, none of this other stuff matters. The whole statement that you made means absolutely nothing. You can poo-poo it. You're not in the White House to make any types of decisions. So good luck. So that's the way that I see it. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment section below. I support Vivek for 2028. Probably not as a vice, though. I just, maybe I'm wrong. But I just don't see him right now in today's climate pulling enough people extra onto the ticket with Trump. I do see a Nikki doing it, though. Now, obviously, Trump is already polling to beat Biden. But if you have somebody like Nikki on there who's going to pull even more Democrats with her, I think that fully ensures that you walk into that White House come 2025. That guarantees it. Now, do I like Nikki? Obviously not. But I want to win. That's all I'm concerned with is winning. Win. Like, that's all that's on my mind is win. Because, listen, I get it. I know some of y'all are like, Rich, what are you talking about? Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm focused on winning. Whatever it takes to win, okay? I want to get Trump back into that White House. And currently he's on track for it. But I don't want any surprises or anything like that. So any way that we can shore that up, I'll take it. Right? I'll take it as long as it doesn't compromise Trump in any way, shape, or form. As long as it doesn't take away the bull in the china shop once he gets in there, I'm all for it. Because once he's in, oh yeah, it's happy day. Oh, happy day. Once he's in, okay? But we got to make sure he gets in. That's just my humble opinion on it. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. Maybe I'm an idiot. Let me know in the comment section, please. And what do y'all think about Vivek taking down the media? Peace and love. I'm out.